5 things that we have learned from Southampton 1, Watford 0. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be taking a look at 5 things that we have all learned from the game between Southampton and Watford in a lunchtime kickoff on Saturday. Before we get into the video guys, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. We are on the road to 400 subscribers now. We are now at 330, so thank you guys so much for the support. It does mean the world to me. And yeah, let's head on in to the 5 things that we have learned. Bit of an honourable mention before we get into the 5 things. I am not a big fan of lunchtime kickoffs, especially when they're the home side, because I work every day, and especially on Saturday mornings where my job finishes at 10 a.m. and the kickoff is at 12:30. I don't like it because it means I have to rush around, get ready, literally come home, get ready, get changed, get all my Southampton shirts on, and yeah, we have to rush on down to the stadium in about like 15 minutes to spare so we can get a parking space. Yeah, I don't like them. I'm not a big fan of lunchtime kickoffs. When we're away from home, I much prefer that because it means I don't have to rush around. I can literally sit down, eat my lunch, and just watch a really good game of football. Whereas at home, I don't like it. Right, moving on to the first thing that we have learned between Southampton and Watford is that the back four just works. It just works, doesn't it? Back before we played Doncaster earlier in the season, the last time we played a back four was against Pompey at home, which was last September. And the back four completely works. It completely works. It makes all the players go forward more. All the players are in their natural positions. But before we played Doncaster, which is the last time that we brought the back four back, we played against Middlesbrough, and we were still playing 5 at the back. And I hate 5 at the back. It really doesn't work. It leaves us too open, too many mistakes from the defenders. And earlier in the season, lots of our players, such as Tom Fellows and Leo Cienza, they were all being put in their wrong positions, not in their natural positions. When you put them in their natural positions, they work. Tom Fellows is a natural right winger. Leo Cienza is a natural left winger. It really helps when we put both of them in their positions. Like when we played back 5 against Middlesbrough, we got absolutely slapped 4-0. Didn't even score a goal. You know, it's all great seeing the commentators say, oh, Southampton are making lots of chances, but it doesn't help if we don't put the ball in the back of the net. If we don't put the ball in the back of the net, we can't win, can we? You know, you can have so many chances in the game, you can have so many shots, but if you don't score, you can't get anything. The best you can hope for if you don't score is a point, and that's it. Other than that, you're basically asking to lose that game. But we played Doncaster. First half, we changed to a back four for the first time since that Pompey game at home, and we scored 3 goals from it. 1, 2, 3. 3 goals, okay? 3 goals in the first half. Then in the second half, Tonda Eckhart decided to change it back to a back 5, and guess what happened? We conceded 2 goals to Doncaster, and it's no disrespect to Doncaster, you know, they're in League One. They're literally fighting relegation in League One. I like Doncaster as a club. I think they're a really good fan base. When you're looking at where both clubs are in the football pyramid, you have to take your advantage. You know, we're in a championship, Doncaster are fighting relegation in League One. So you had to have taken advantage of that. Granted, we did win that game, but you know, if you had stuck to the back four throughout the whole game, we probably would have won that a lot more comfortably. You don't need to change to a back 5 when we're playing a team that's near the relegation in League One. So yeah, back 4 does work because in our past 4 games, so Sheffield United, Pompey, and Stoke and Watford, we've kept 4 clean sheets with the back 4. When we had back 5 against Hull, we lost. When we've kept back 4, we've won. So keep the back 4, keep it going. It does work. The second thing that we have learned is that Wellington is an absolute monster. He's an absolute beast on that pitch. one of the best defenders that we've probably had in years, especially at a left back. When he's in his natural position, he works tremendously well. All the tackles he makes, when he goes forward, he's brilliant. He works his socks off throughout the entire game, and I absolutely applaud him and love him for that. For me, he is better than Manning. Sorry, Manning, if you're watching this, but Wellington is a better defender than Manning. Normally, when Manning goes forward, when he does crosses, they're very off. When he tries to defend, he doesn't defend very well. But with Wellington, he puts everything into every single tackle that he makes, and I absolutely love him for that. Keep Wellington on, keep starting him, and I think we'll get far with Wellington still in his natural position, still being in our starting 11 each and every week. And yeah, absolutely love Wellington. Wellington, keep it up. You're fantastic. I think every single Southampton fan that is watching this will agree that Wellington is our best left back that we have right now, and that he should keep starting for Southampton. So yeah, point number 2, Wellington is an absolute beast. Next one, number 3, I've put Edoze's return. Oh my god, how good is it to see this guy return, man? He just adds something different. He just adds a lot more energy to the team. I've been crying out for him to start, or even make the starting 11, or even make the team, essentially, for the vast majority of the season. And we haven't seen him because he's been having links with different clubs. But when he's been here, when the transfer windows have closed, he hasn't really been playing, and he hasn't played a single game until Saturday. And it's so good to see him back. He has lots of pace. He's a very tricky winger. For me, I've always said this, Edozie is a fantastic replacement for Cienza if Cienza ever needs to come off, or if he ever gets injured. Those two are very, very good replacements for each other. Cienza, very tricky winger, love him, goes forwards really quickly, does lots of really good passes. Edozie, tricky on the wings, he takes his player on, and I absolutely love him. So keep playing Edozie, and I think we'll get far with him. So yeah, third point, Edozie's return was special. Next up, number 4, I've got James Bree. He looks a lot more comfortable, and he does. James Bree has improved so much. Ever since he's come back from his loan spell at Charlton, he's just kept that consistent form going that he had at Charlton. When he was at Charlton, I thought he was one of their best players. Lots of really good crosses. He scored a couple of goals for Charlton, and I thought James Bree was really, really good for Charlton. But ever since he's come back, he's just kept that form going. He's a really, really good right back. I think he should be our starting right back every single week. I don't think he'll start on Saturday just coming up, because that's an FA Cup tie. So Eka might change to either Roslev if he's fit enough for that match now, or Yella, because Yella is our second option as a right back at the moment. But as of right now, James Bree looks really, really comfortable. He got an assist. He got the assist during the game between Southampton and Watford, which led to Carl Laren getting his debut goal. And big shout out to Carl Laren. What a debut. What a header. What a first goal for him. Hopefully the first of many. But yeah, James Bree, full credit goes to James Bree for that cross alone. Was really good. Really picked out Carl Laren really well. And yeah, fourth point is, well done to James Bree. Keep that form going, mate. And yeah, keep starting him. And the fifth and final point that I want to make is more of a question than an answer. Is the playoff push back on? Maybe, if we keep the form we're on at the moment. 3 wins in the last 4 games. Maybe we can make the top 6 now. But it's going to be a bit of a challenge. We have to make sure that all the other teams above us either lose to us when we play them, or if they lose their games and we start climbing the table. I think that's the only way we're going to make the playoffs now. Might be a little bit late because of the slow start that we've had. We've had a dreadful start to the season, but now with things starting to turn around, maybe we can reach the playoffs. I think that's the question for you, Saints fans. Do you think Southampton will make the playoffs now, or do you think there's a possibility that we can make the playoffs now, or do you think it's a bit too late? But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm a real believer in my club. I think we could make the playoffs if we keep continuing the way that we are. But it's a real big must. We have to keep going. We can't pause or lose any matches from now. We have to keep winning. A couple of draws here and there might be okay, but the vast majority of those next games need to be wins, including tonight's game against Leicester, because that's a big game. You know, Leicester trying to fight out of the relegation zone or relegation places because of their 6 point deduction. Southampton trying to get into the playoffs now. And yeah, I think today is going to be a really, really big game, and it is another must win for Saints. But maybe, just maybe, Leicester might take out all their frustrations out on us, because they're going to home side tonight. It's going to be really, really scary. But yeah, at the end of the day, I believe we can still make the playoffs. We just need to keep going. What do you guys think? Do you think we can make the playoffs? So yeah, guys, those are 5 things that we learned from Southampton 1, Watford 0. I will be back tomorrow, maybe, for the 5 things that we learned from the Leicester and Southampton game. If I'm not back tomorrow, I might be back on Thursday instead, because tomorrow will be busy in the morning. But at some point this week, I will be posting 5 things that we learned from the Leicester versus Southampton game. But other than that, I hope you all have a fantastic night. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, everybody.